A while back, I made a video all about customizing my goalie mask for hockey. I put all these decals on it that I had ordered online and, gave it a little bit of personality at a very reasonable price. I think it was under $100 to do all that. And it's been several months with a lot of games and practices and sticking pucks and pucks to the head and all those kinds of things. And this has held up incredibly well. It's a great way to go from having just a plain white goalie mask to a custom looking goalie mask. Choose the colors and everything that you want. Pretty fun, pretty easy to apply. Definitely would recommend it. But one of my, dream world dreams, if I could have whatever I wanted, would be to have a fully custom painted goalie mask. And that's something that I never thought would be possible. That is until right now, when that's what's sitting in here. I have not seen the finished mask yet at all. It just got delivered a little bit ago, and I cannot wait to see how it came out. So what happened was I met a professional designer who specializes in goalie masks, and we worked on multiple revisions of a design that came out pretty amazing. And then he works with a professional painter at Vice Design who specializes in painting goalie masks. And that's what's in this box right here. It's been exactly 2 months since I sent this in to be painted, and now it just got delivered, and I have not seen it yet. I'm gonna open it, I'm gonna let you see it before I see it, and then I will see it, and then I'll tell you all about the design and the process. But before we do that, I do want to share with you some of the design inspiration, the random stuff that I sent in a few months ago when we first started working together to design this mask. So I'm masking you to just have a little bit of patience. This was the first time that I've worked with a professional designer on creating something with one of my ideas. Usually I'm such a control freak, I do everything myself, but this is way beyond my skill level and my area of expertise. And so originally what he did was just ask me to send some ideas of some things that I liked. And so this is the folder of stuff that I sent in that he had to make sense of and actually turn into a design. You can probably see by the way I've labeled some of these exactly what they are. So this one, 90s jet ski colors. This is just a picture of a jet ski that has a super rad color scheme. I really like that. I sent a picture of the Aquabats battle tram because I like these stripes and of course the Aquabats logo. I sent a picture of my podium that I used to use when I was teaching. I painted this podium or this lectern to be reminiscent of the Aquabats battle tram, and I used that for like 10 years when I was teaching. The Aquabats, if you couldn't guess, are very important and near and dear to me, so I also sent their main logo because I love the colors and the design, and I kind of wanted the little Aquabats bat to be somewhere on there. I sent a photo of the mask that I currently have that I customized just to kind of see like what I went for when I tried to customize an actual goalie mask myself. I also had some more hockey relevant designs. Specifically, I looked at Joey Decord's masks because those were the first ones I ever really noticed when I started watching hockey, and I really love his masks that he have. They're always so detailed and so like bright and vivid. He has a couple of masks this season, and it's really cool because he often incorporates kind of sparkly paint that just sort of like shimmers and shines under the lights. When you're on the ice and under the lights and it's all bright and white, all these cool things can pop out in the paint that you wouldn't normally otherwise see. So I thought that was really cool. And then I also really liked from the 2023 NHL All-Star Games, I think they were in Florida, and they had these crazy bright, like old school again, look like a 90s jet ski colors that I just thought were really cool. So this was kind of the hodgepodge of reference materials that I had sent in to see if a professional designer could turn this into any kind of actual design. And he went through about 5 revisions where honestly the first one was amazing, but it just kept getting better and better and better until we reached a point where I was like, yes, this is perfect. Let's send it to the painter. And now let's see how it actually turned out. So again, this was all painted by Alan from Vice Design. All right, so we shouldn't have the actual mask here. We just have the bag. So what I'm gonna do now is put on these super cool glasses so that I can't see anything. I will take this out, show it to you, and then we'll see. So let me open it up here. There you go. Okay, let's take it out of the case. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, what is that here? A plastic. I think this is just parts of the mask. I'm gonna just set that aside. Here we go. Here's the whole thing. I don't know what it looks like. It's cool that it's here. All right. Oh man, I'm gonna look at it now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and Holy cow. This is insane. Oh my god, this is so this is so crazy. Oh my god, there's so many cool touches on here. I can't even begin. Wow, I honestly don't even know how, because I've seen the designs, right? Like I saw the final proofs, but those are digital and this is painted. So there's always going to be some differences when you take the digital thing and then someone has to recreate it by hand, and it's like, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so let me tell you about the design, because even though I haven't seen the mask yet, I've just had the design on my phone for months, and I just keep looking at it and showing it to friends and wondering exactly how it's going to come out, and it just came out so good. So working with Corbin to design this, it wasn't just put these colors and put these random things, but he actually wanted to make it meaningful to me. Like, what are some things that are important to you and that matter to you and that speak to you and your personality and your background and all this kind of stuff. So big one right here on the side, probably the most notable piece of this right here, as I mentioned before, put the Aquabats logo right there, right on the side of my brain, because you know what has filled up a lot of my brain for most of my life? The Aquabats. And it's perfect because it's the Aquabats logo, but it kind of goes into not just their colors, but also those like really cool retro, like rad 90s, jet ski type colors. We got my number on the front, 85, because that's the year I was born, along with just some wacky, shapes and things, like just old school, like jazz solo cup inspired 80s, 90s shapes and graphs and geometric things. We've got some palm trees, because palm trees always look good, but also I'm from Southern California, where there are a million palm trees. They've kind of always been my favorite tree ever since I was a kid. And so it's a very good representation of where I'm from and my background. So those are the big elements in addition to the colors, but there's also all kinds of really cool, smaller, more subtle things. Like, for example, on the side here, you can kind of see it here, and it does kind of reflect in the light there a little bit, if I can get it. There are audio waves, sound waves, because, my YouTube channel and my interests, audio, video production. And then up on this very top ridge are all of the play, pause, fast forward, rewind video controls, which is very cool. I don't know how else you incorporate video production into something that's painted, and that was a really cool way to do it. And it's fun when you work with a professional designer who can help you figure these things out and come up with these kinds of solutions. And then back here on the back of the mask, there's a few things. Currently I have this kind of strap that goes all the way there, but I could replace this with there's one that doesn't cover up the back. But this is comfortable and it works for me, and I don't want to, as much as I want the mask to look good, it needs to be protective first and foremost. So got a few things here. Originally, one of the first designs had my name really big on the back, and I'm honestly, despite this super bright, loud mask, I'm a little too shy to just have I've never been, that just feels too extreme to me. So I asked if we could put, any personal name stuff, make it a little more subtle. And so there's kind of this shield icon on the back here with my initials on it. And where I got the idea for that from was that a lot of old school drummers from like the 1950s and 60s, on their bass drum head, they used to have kind of these lines and a shield with their initials on there, which I always thought looked really cool. And in fact, it's something that I also saw Travis Barker do more recently, a bit more contemporarily, and just conveniently, he happens to have the same initials that I do. And so I knew that TB and a shield looked really cool. And I thought that was a cool way to not only incorporate, my initials and part of my name, but also sort of a design that I've always liked from music history. And then speaking of music history, you can kind of see behind the strap here, there is the headstock of a Fender Precision bass, because the headstock of the P bass is a pretty iconic design that I've always loved. And so finding a way to incorporate that in here was really cool. And then of course, there is a Coachella Valley Firebirds logo that's also in the Seattle Kraken ice blue, because the Firebirds were the team that got me interested in hockey in the first place, which ended up being a completely life-changing experience, not just as a fan, but now as a player. And I wanted to make sure that they were somehow, referenced and remembered on this mask, which is so cool. Look at all these touches, even like the play button. The video play button icons are a little transparent here. There's no square inch or centimeter of this mask that doesn't have some kind of a design element or a fun touch to it. And there's other fun things too, like we replaced the cage in the front with a solid white one. The default one that comes with the mask is chrome, like on my other one right here. I use a flat bar cage because even though the cat eye looks cooler and gives you more visibility, I'm way too paranoid about a tip of a blade or something going through there, and there's a little more protection and security provided by the flat bar, and I'm just super paranoid, so that's why I did that there. And the mask itself, by the way, is a Bauer 960, so these are the exact same mask, which is awesome because they fit exactly the same and protect exactly the same. But look at this detail. Even the Bauer logo has been redone to match the theme, and all the little screws that hold in the mask are this awesome lime green color. This is the perfect green. I know like blue is my favorite color, but lime green, I mean, look at my guitar over there. I love lime green. It's amazing. Oh, and then something I might end up doing, which I'm not sure of, is I might replace this strap with a black one. And I'm not 100% sure about that, but we will see. It's time to put this on for the very first time. Oh yeah, look at that. This is crazy. So now this is going to be me when I play hockey. I'm not going to use this every single time I step on the ice because I don't want to go to like sticking pucks and just have people destroy it with slap shots from the circles or something. But games, fun things like that, times where I really need just a little more confidence or to take things up a notch. Like this has to also be like, it has to be back here somewhere, right? It has to just be in the background from now on for videos. It's too pretty to just sit on a shelf. And now I need to go see what Heather thinks about it. It's this.
Okay.
I want you to open it and tell me what you think about it.
It's the big reveal, huh?
You help me finalize all the designs.
Is it just right in here?
It's just when you take it out of it.
Okay, ready?
It'll just be there.
Do I just...
However you want to do it.
Ready, set. Okay, it doesn't really look like much right now. But ready? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! This is like the perfect green.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Even the screws.
Oh my goodness! Wow! Oh, there's a Firebirds logo. Oh my god, it looks so cool.
Isn't it crazy?
He's never gonna wear this now. You're never gonna wear this.
I know, I'm scared to get
This is so cool! Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa!
How does it look when it's
It looks
on?
so cool.
It's crazy.
Wow!
I know, isn't it nuts?
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back and finish the video. So now that we've seen the mask and I've explained the parts of it, going back through the process, I always kind of wondered, how does this work? And I guess it's different for every designer, every goalie, how you work together. But in my case, it was so cool to find someone who really, really wanted to make sure everything was exactly the way I wanted it. And he was very clear about like, don't be polite. Don't say you like something that you're not happy with. Like, make sure you're 100% satisfied before we say, okay, and then we'll go through the other process. So the first design, for example, looked like this. And then after about 5 revisions, it morphed into this. And along the way, we just kind of changed different elements to see what looked good. We got different ideas along the way and wanted to incorporate things, you know, differently along the way. And it was so cool to work with someone who had that kind of skill. These are always the kind of things that I've tried to just do myself in the past, and even painting a mask. The basic process is not that dissimilar from refinishing a guitar, which is something that I made a video about a while ago right here on this channel. And that was a process that was really fun, and I learned a lot, and I'm very happy with the results. But it was also like kind of a nightmare, and I don't know that I want to do it again. And this was also a $90 guitar. Goalie masks are a little more expensive than that, and the thought of potentially ruining a brand new expensive mask, it didn't sit well with me. I mentioned that it was 2 months to get the mask back, which is honestly a pretty good timeline, I think, in general, but that also included the whole holiday season. And because I had talked about the Joey Decord mask that had some sparkles in it and some like metallic elements to it, Alan wanted to make sure to include that in the paint here, so he had to special order some different paints that had these special, qualities in it. And those little things, all those little bits of attention to detail really lead to just the most amazing finished result that, anybody could ever ask for. This is just completely phenomenal. So I'll put links in the description to both Corbin and Alan, the designer and the painter, if you want to try to get something done for yourself, because this is perfect. And then also, should mention, not just the painting, but the clear coat. The finish of this feels exactly the same as the original finish of the mask. And that's really important because it's going to get hit with pucks, going to hit with sticks, hit with a lot of things, right? And it's going to also get wet, and it's going to get sweaty, and it's going to get, they can potentially get just a little bit gross. And knowing that this beautiful artwork is going to be protected and the mask is going to be able to look this good for as long as possible is really, really important to me. And when it comes to playing, if you want a little bit of an update, because I did a video back in October of 2023 of my first time playing an official game. We are currently just past the midway point of our inaugural season. And if you look at our stats, they're not great, but it has been so much fun. Like, regardless of what the score is, it's been so much fun. I've learned a lot, not just about playing goalie, but also the mental side of that position is so huge. And there's so many lessons there that can then be applied to beyond ice hockey. There's so many things about, resiliency and attitude and how to approach a challenge and how to handle criticism and insecurity and all these things that are incredibly helpful in other parts of my life, like making YouTube videos, for example. So it's been one of the best things I've ever done for sure. And so playing on a team has been absolutely incredible. I'm playing lots of pickup games as well, which is really cool. I've basically been trying to get on the ice anytime I can, as much as I can, whether that's signing up for pickup and drop-in hockey or subbing for somebody. I filled in at women's scrimmages, 14 and under classes, adult classes. I've done, games with former pros that are really good and whose shots really hurt when they hit you and are very hard to block. So most of the time they don't hit you. I've been trying to just play with every skill level, and that's incredibly helpful. Like playing with someone who's on the ice for one of their first times versus somebody who's been on the ice for 50 years. It's all incredibly helpful. It's great fun, great practice. I've been filling in as a goalie for, I don't call it this, the people who started it call it, for an old timers league, which is, I think it's like a 55 and up, very recreational league that plays a few times a week. And I've been filling in one of the days of the week as goalie for them, which is awesome because the people who play are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. But when they get on the ice, they've been playing for most of their lives, like since they were little kids, most of them. So in some cases, that's like 50 years, and they're so good. And a lot of them play very differently from people who are learning to play in the last 5 or 10 years because the play style has evolved over time. And so it's really fun to get to play with different styles, different skill levels, just different personalities. And I just feel like every minute you can be on the ice practicing is super helpful. I've also been working on some mic'd up videos for me and my team and friends. Can you go to your right a little bit? Other right, there we go. Thanks. And that's been really fun because it's like a merging of worlds where my audio video production skills do get to merge with hockey, and that's super cool. And now I get to wear a mask that is significantly beyond the level of skill that I have to feel like I deserve a mask like this, but this is awesome. So thanks for going on this journey with me. And again, Corbin and Alan, thank you for making just the coolest mask in the whole wide world.